Hey everybody, my name is Brenna and today I'm going to be doing the AuthorTube Newbie Tag 2.0. It is created by Jenna Streety. So I'm just going to jump straight into the questions because every time I try to make an introduction to this tag I start answering the questions. So the first one is, what is your book pitch? I've got a series that I'm working on right now. They're all based in the same world, but the main character is a mage who's in hiding and has been her whole life, and she accidentally uses her magic in front of somebody else, and so that sets off a whole chain of events where she's on the run because she's afraid that she's going to get in trouble because she's never registered. And I'm not very good at book pitches. That's just something we're going to have to work on. The next question is, if you were a book, how would you pitch yourself? I'm an introvert, married, I have 2 kids. It's always been a dream of mine to be a writer and to publish, so I just thought I would give it a try. That's not a very good book pitch. I wouldn't buy that. That doesn't sound exciting, but it is what it is, I guess. What do I usually write? Right now I'm writing an urban fantasy with like hints of romance in it. Then what's something you never write? I don't really see myself doing anything straight contemporary. I hardly ever read it. It's just not a go-to genre for me. Or anything Western or dystopian, maybe. Probably not historical either, or even something like autobiographical or anything like women's fiction or something. That's just not things that I don't usually read, so they don't hold my interest to write. What's your goal for your YouTube channel? I want to use this as just a platform where I can talk to any readers that hopefully will read my book one day, and to connect with other authors. I really like I've been watching AuthorTube for a while, and I really like how there seems to be a good sense of community and a way for authors to get accountability with other people that have very similar interests as them. And I would just be really interested in just making the connections and growing my platform. What made you want to start writing? I've been writing since I was probably 13 or 14, if not younger, when I was already writing. I had stories in my head that I wanted to tell. I've always been a huge reader, and I would read so many books that I would want to maybe, change the ending here or change some action there. So I would start redoing them in my head. And so, I mean, I never wrote fan fiction or anything like that. That wasn't even a thing when I was growing up, I don't believe. But I just wanted to write the stories that were in my head because I have a very overactive imagination, and I just wanted to get it out and put it on paper. So it's really not what made me want to. It's like I kind of have to. My brain won't let me not. And then, what's your publishing path? I plan to self-publish. My book actually comes out in November. I have my questions down here. That's why I keep looking down. What content do you bring to the AuthorTube table? And honestly, I'm not really sure how to answer that question. I would like to think that I could think of something new and exciting that hasn't been done yet, but I don't know that I'm that creative. I will probably be doing just occasional vlogs. I don't feel like I have enough experience as a writer or an author in general. I've not been published yet or anything like that, and so I don't want to try and offer my advice on this, that, and the other. I'm mainly, I could be like, once I go through it, this is what did work for me, this is what didn't work for me. Maybe it'll help somebody else, but I would like to just bring my quirky, introverted self, and hopefully other people like that. And then, what's your biggest writing struggle? Mostly it's staying motivated, I think, and being consistent. I've written 3 books so far, and I wrote all 3 of them during Nano, in 3 consecutive years. But then I don't often gravitate back to that book again for months at a time. I don't know if maybe Nano is just too draining on me creatively, because once I get done with Nano, then I don't even want to look at the book that I wrote for months, because I don't even want to look at it, because it's the only thing I've been looking at. So it kind of burns me out a little. But that was when I had a full-time job and everything. But with everything that's happening in the world right now, I don't have a job, which is one of the reasons that I've decided to try and be an author as a career, to pursue it as a career, which is something I've always wanted to do, but I've never had the luxury to do it. And I figure I might as well try now while there's a kind of a lull in my personal life between work and stuff, that I might as well try and get it out there. And then the next question is my best writing skill. I love to write, just not info dump, but I love to write the descriptive writing. I like to write what characters look like, what rooms look like. I like just describing an inner monologue, and like that's my favorite thing, which it's not on here, but one of my weakest writing skills, I think, is actually dialogue. I try, but sometimes I feel like it comes out kind of stilted, especially if I've just gone from especially at the beginning of a book, maybe, where I'm trying to describe, because my world has magic and there's a magic system and everything. And to get the reader familiar with that, you kind of, at the beginning of each book, have to explain it a little bit again, in case you're getting a first-time reader. And I'm always when I'm first starting a dialogue after doing quite a bit of a descriptive writing, or like an internal monologue section, that tends to be my weakest. It's what I have to work on the hardest. But I really like writing descriptive writing, like just descriptions. Maybe that's not a good thing, but that's where I'm at. And then my biggest AuthorTube question, I don't really know, so we'll just skip it and we'll go to the next one. What are you looking for on AuthorTube? I'm looking for just writing friends. I would love to have a critique partner, or somebody that I can just, bounce ideas off with, maybe occasionally, anything like that. Right now I use my husband for all of it, and he's good at it. He's a really good idea guy. That's what he calls himself, because we'll be talking and I'll be like, okay, now I have this idea. What do you think about that? And he'll be like, that's good, but what if you? And then he gives me like 14 more suggestions of how he would change it. I'm like, I didn't ask how you would change it. I asked if you just liked my idea. Does it make sense? Do I need to explain? He goes, oh, okay, yeah, that's fine. And then that sometimes makes me doubt myself. I mean, he's been a huge help, but sometimes I just want to ask an opinion. I think he's afraid of telling me that he doesn't like something, because he has to live with me. And then what am I most excited about on AuthorTube? And that would just mainly be connecting with people and finding people that are like-minded, and just making new friends, and hopefully at one point connecting to readers, where I can have discussions about the world that I've created and the books that I've written, and just anything like that. So that's it for the tag. Hopefully this wasn't a complete disaster, and the lighting wasn't horrible, as I think it probably was, but fingers crossed. And if you all enjoy, please leave a like and subscribe. And if anybody wants to contact me or connect with me in any way, then just leave me a comment below, and I'll see you all later. Bye.